What is your name and what is your occupation?
Okay, I'm Carlos Gonzalez and I'm an English teacher.
Okay. How do you think it's your level of English?
I think it's alright. I think it's okay. It's like advanced.
Uh, where did you study? You studied
University
and the school
and Centella College.
And in the university.
Andres Bello.
Do you think that the level of English of your school affects your level of English?
Yes, most definitely. The level of English in my school was really high, so you end up learning no matter what.
You're learning very fast here when you study in the university English.
It was easier for me, but there were a lot of things that I had to learn here. Because the English that I learned in school was...
It's different than in the university.
Right, and besides, in this university I learned how to become a teacher, so I learned specific vocabulary, grammar, because I had no idea of grammar before studying here. We only had communicative English in my school, so I had no idea what the verb be was, even though I could use it.
How do you think the level of English in your last educational institution is?
I think the level of English in my university is really good. It's high. If you take advantage of the teachers that are trying to teach you.
And here, when you now you are a teacher.
Yes.
What do you think about the other teacher here?
No, they're really good. They tend to have a really high level of English. Not only that, they have really good education. So, no, their level of English is fantastic.
And how is it compared with the school of the similar characteristic?
Are you talking about university or my school?
University or school?
Okay, my school, you compare it with other schools from the same area, I would say, it's one of the best when it comes to English. I would say top 3. I would start with Miguel de Ailas, then the Grange, and then Social College. University-wise, I would say this is the best university to learn English.
And why?
It's more demanding. You need to learn English if you want to finish your program. If you don't know English, you won't.
In your opinion, how is the level of English in Chile?
Low. Still low. Because of education, because there are not enough good teachers to go to schools. Most of the schools in the... Let me rephrase that. Most schools that are not private have really bad teachers when it comes to level of English. And if they do have good level, or let's say good teachers when it comes to English, they tend not to be teachers, but they tend to be native speakers, so they don't know how to teach. So I would say in Chile, we're heading the correct way, and yet we're still not there.
But in compared with the other countries, like in South America? South America, like Argentina.
Okay, when it comes to pronunciation, I could say that Chile is better than Argentina, but Argentinians speak English, whereas Chileans don't.
Yes.
So, different aspects. So, I don't know. I don't really know all the other realities. So.
But it's your opinion.
Yeah.
And what do you think about the difference of the level of English between the students?
The difference between the levels?
Here in Chile.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. Like
asking the question.
No.
What was it again?
What do you think about the difference of the levels between the students?
Well, it's usually related to the schools they came out from. However, you tend to see students that didn't graduate from English schools or from British schools or American schools, and some of them have a really high level of English. It also depends on their skills. Take Mr. Comte, for example. Uh, he, he didn't study in a British school, and his level of English is amazing. But it's because he studied a lot and he's very skilled in language.
And here in the university,
Mhm.
how you compare it, the level of English in the classroom?
What do you mean by that?
Like the English, like English one, they are students of first year,
Yes.
so they not have the same level.
But I don't understand your question. I'm sorry. What do you mean by comparing students from language 1 to language 7?
No, in the classroom,
Yes.
with the same students.
I mean, you have
In
different
the
levels in the
students.
same classroom. You can have students that have a really good level of English and some other students that don't, but it's usually related to their schools.
Um, do you think we can improve our level?
I think so. But you need to work hard. And you need to be responsible. You need to come to class, you need to participate, you need to ask for extra material. You need to take advantage of your teachers and your classmates, in the good way, of course. You need to ask questions, you need to show some interest. But definitely, someone who doesn't know English can learn English, but they need to be responsible,
Like
proactive.
like learn something and think that you be responsible.
Yes, if you think about it,
Like with other language, or if you
take two types of students. If you give them a book to read in class, let's say, Great Expectations, and they need to read that book for the class, they will learn what they need with that book. But if that same student, if one of those students reads two other books, that student will know a lot more and will be better prepared. But we cannot ask you to read 10,000 books for each class because we cannot evaluate. But you need to be proactive when it comes to your own education.
So, how do you think that the influence of English language have affected us a country?
The difference between English language and Bolivian people?
Not the influence
The influence of English?
of English in our
Oh,
country.
it's okay. We're still not there, but if you want to get a job by now, you need to know English. If you want to be successful, and I'm not talking about future English teachers, but in any other program, you need to know English. And people are realizing that. You see students that have no English because of their schools, and they come to class and they really want to learn because they know that they can't go on if they don't have English. So yeah, I think people are understanding the importance of it.
And that's all.
Alright, good.
Thank you.